the last instalment, we left Mahon on Minorca and sailed to Villa Simius on Sardinia. In this instalment, we arrive in Trapani on Sicily on the 4th of July, and from there we sail round to Castellamare de Golfo for the final crew change of the trip, and then we continue on along the north coast of Sicily, down through the Straits of Messina and across to our goal, Lefkada in Greece. So on the 4th of July we berthed in Trapani, went ashore to catch up on our Wi-Fi, and then went to explore the town. We had a good breeze and great sailing for our short trip round from Trapani to Castellamare de Golfo, where we arrived in the middle of the afternoon. At Castellamare, Bob and Sue left to fly home to England. Then Rob and I were joined by Bert Pearce and Pat Morell. Pat, of course, had done the original trip with me out from the UK to Camere. On the evening of the 8th of July, we dropped anchor in the bay at Cefalù for the night.
So here we are in Cefalù.
And so, this final leg, which had started at Castellamare de Golfo, stopped briefly at Cefalù, would then head on to Milazzo before the passage down through the Straits of Messina. We spent 2 days in Milazzo, time to refuel, restock and prepare for what would be a 2-day trip all the way through to Lefkada. But we did have time to enjoy a couple of restaurants and do some sightseeing. And so, on the late afternoon of the 10th of July, we headed out from Milazzo across the bay up towards the top of the Straits of Messina. We hit the straits after dark, but it gave us a fabulous sight, particularly of this square rigger heading up the opposite direction, northbound through the straits. As dawn broke on the 11th of July, we approached the lighthouse off Cape Spartivento. was absolutely no wind to make it worth getting sails out, and it was to be a very quiet crossing all the way to Lefkada. All we could do was just soak up the rays. Then, on the late afternoon of the 12th of July, we got our first glimpse of Lefkada. We were also joined by a pod of dolphins very briefly. It was probably a bit ironic that after 2 days of constant motoring and within sight of our new home, the wind finally filled in and we had a decent sail for about an hour as we rounded the bottom end of Lefkada. The big adventure was over. We had completed the 3,000-mile journey safely, on schedule, as planned, in just 12 weeks. We checked in with the authorities in Lefkada, and it was time to relax and enjoy our new cruising ground in the Ionian.